Hello, hello. Hopefully this works and that you can hear me. We are going to play the first couple of minutes of Inside, developed by Playdead. It is a 2D low poly side-scrolling platform game with some puzzles. Let's get started. So you press any button and the game starts on its own. At first glance, all we see is that there's a character, a faceless character, a little boy with a red shirt, black pants, very emo. The game doesn't really the game does not tell you anything on how to play and what to do, where to go, right? Obviously we can't go left. We can also press space to jump, and we can press shift to grab and pull objects towards us. We cannot crouch or duck, and there is little to no communication at all with the player through text. We can see that in the settings. The controls are very simple. Up, down, left, and right are the WASD keys on the keyboard. Grab is right shift, and to jump is space. On a controller, it's also very simple. And there's really nothing else about the game to learn. So let's begin. So as we can see, we can go left and right, and as we're going right, we notice that we're in an empty forest. It's desolate. It's dark. Little to no colors, and we can see that we're moving right across the scenery above this tree trunk, and as we walk across it, we can see that there's dust and some rocks that fall across from our feet. We continue to walk to the right, and we notice, I guess, our first obstacle. And simply just by walking right to it, we go through it. And here we catch a glimpse of our first NPCs, these characters. We don't know who they are, what they're doing, where they're going, or anything. All we know is that this character seems pretty frightened and doesn't want to get caught. Looks like he's running away from something. We don't know from what. Presumably these people. And in some areas, as you can see, the boy is slouched. He's crouching. I'm not doing anything. That's already scripted in the game. That in this area, these certain segments, the character will behave in a different way. So we are crouching, and then it automatically stands up and begins to have his normal walk cycle. As we continue, he once again crouches, and this is our next obstacle. So they heard a sound because I fell down and the flashlight turns on, but let's just go right past them. Looks like that was a bad idea. Bad decision. And right here we notice that these characters are not friendly at all, and that they will hurt the boy, us, the player. So let's try to approach this a different way. If we don't move, we stay hidden. You can see that the NPCs are searching for the boy, but they can't see us, and we can walk right past them, avoiding any danger. So here we notice that the game is basically telling you don't want to get caught, because there's no way to save yourself. And here's another obstacle where we're able to finally press the right shift and move an object. Here we can move it back, we can move it forward. We can see that we can't move it back because the rock is not letting us. But we can move it forward towards this wall, where we use the bridge as a platform to get up. We can jump the wall and fall right on the other side. Here we can see more of the detailed sceneries. There appears to be a dog next to these people, and they can't see us from this far. So we are not going to get punished or have any penalty for making some noise. And what the player is basically understanding right here is that if the people are violent, then the dogs must be violent as well. We don't want them to see us. So let us go down this ledge. Continue to walk right. And as we do, we come across this obstacle, which we see that we can't jump. So let's go back. And we notice that we can grab this object as well, because we can't go all the way back up left. We're stuck here, but we can grab this object, move it towards the right, and also use this as a platform. So the game is telling you for the second time, you can grab things. You can grab things and you can use them as your platform to step on to reach higher ground. Here we come in contact with a new element, which is water. You see that the NPCs have a flashlight in the background and they're searching for me. So let's walk. We can hear a dog from the background and he's chasing us, and look how fast he moves and how slow we are. Let's see what happens if we grab this. Very, very greedy. Very dark, this game. So every time that you die, you lose, you restart at the nearest checkpoint right before the next sequence, the next obstacle begins. So here, let's just start moving to the right. Effectively, we confirm that the dog begins to chase us. You can't move any faster than how the boy is moving right now. And we jump right on time to evade the dog. So we notice that the dogs are not friendly. We don't want to pet them. And neither are the people. We don't want to get close to them. So the boy continues to move right. We see that we're still in this forest. Very empty. Some blue butterflies in the background add to the scenery, to the atmosphere. We continue to walk. Here we notice the next obstacle, which happens to be a van. People inside and the headlights. So we're running. Let's try to get away from them. They see us. And they shoot us with dart guns. And there we lose. So the game's telling you can't just run all the way right. Maybe there's another direction in which you need to go. So the character begins to run fast. You're running. And let's go left. We hide in the rocks. So I'm not doing anything to the child. I'm not pressing any buttons. Nothing's being held down. But he interacts with the objects that are in the scene depending on where he is. We move right. We hear the footsteps of him walking on the dirt, the grass, how it changes. Sounds of the splash upon the water surface. And here we go. Another obstacle. This time, once again, the car with headlights. And we are running away from this guy. We don't want him to get near us. But we fell. We tripped on a log. And he got us. So right there, the game is also telling you if you're walking in the same direction and you don't jump, you're not going to be able to evade some obstacles. So when you jump, you successfully prevent yourself from not falling. The guy's chasing us right behind us. His teammate is there too. And we leave, jump. They missed us. more of them are chasing us. We jump over the next obstacle. These are dogs that we do not want to pet. We jump. Here we are now inside the water. We notice that the character has a limited amount of air. Of course, we have lung capacity. There's no meter, there's no UI to tell you how many breaths you need to take. So you have to like test it out yourself, and there's about five gasps for air that he asks for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4, and then you die. Okay. So that's good to test, to see the limits of the character and to know exactly how long you need to spend underwater for time management. And I just want to say that this scene, like many other scenes in this game, the atmosphere is incredible. I love how the headlights, the flashlights of the car, are shining to the water, and how the rain falls down, and how the drops collide with the surface of the water, and you can see them splash. So, players here, and we can backtrack just a little bit, as if you would have been paying attention, have been careful to the jump that you take, you would notice that there's a yellow cord right here. It seems very out of place. And what the game is telling you, or what anyone, like a normal gamer, would think is, it's like, where does it lead? Where is it taking us? Why is it there? So if we follow it, we notice that it continues. Let's let the boy get some air. And let's go back down to the water and continue to follow this cord. Now this yellow cord are secret areas for you to interact with the spherical object that you see on the top right, which if you had not seen before, it would be shining white light. And here in these areas, basically this area, we are using everything that we've learned. So now we know how to jump these ledges, grab on top, and this obstacle right here, even though it's not in our line of interaction, we can continue to interact with the things behind us. It's not directly in our path, right? But we can interact things behind us, close to us, and we can't move it to the right. If we just push it to the right, we can't do anything. So we can push it to the left, and then right, and then left, and then right. And then we see that we're getting momentum. It has weight. There's physics, and when it collides, the wood breaks and shatters. And then you can climb, interact with the sphere, and if you did that, you broke it or you opened it, I don't know. These are for secrets, to unlock things. So the game's telling you, find these other spheres in the game and you'll unlock new things. Something will happen. We don't know what it is, but keep doing it and you'll figure it out. So let's continue with the story. And as we see, we're going to just swim across the water. And we weren't able to swim because we noticed that being underneath the light is dangerous. That means that they get to see where we are, and we want to evade them. Evade being seen. So we swim underneath the water. We see how the water enters inside, the reflection, very nice, all the ripples on the surface. Let's go up so he doesn't drown. And we're able to pass this obstacle. Now each one they're not very difficult, but you may die a couple of times just to try to understand exactly what it is you need to do. Here we can see that there's some pigs that are dead. There's so much fog, mist, filled with rain. It's a sad place. There's nothing happy about this. So you also feel anxious and worried for the character. What is he doing? Why is he running away? What's going on? I love how you can just walk, through the little gate, or you can jump on it. You see a different animation. And here in this scene, all we have is the character walking through a cornfield. Nothing happens, but the camera is following the character. And we're seeing the change of scenery of the environment. We notice that along the way, little yellow chicks begin to tag along, and their color is yellow, which is a very big contrast compared to what we have surrounding our backgrounds the whole time, which is very dark shadows, use of blacks, browns, grays, nothing vibrant. So the things that have color grab your attention and let you know that they have importance. So we reach this door, and unlike everything else, we cannot go through this, but we have a rope. And we have learned to jump, we just learned to swing. So now we're going to use that for this obstacle. So this is a very common mechanic in games where you swing left and right to get some speed and to get to the next ledge using ropes. I love how there are flies around the lamp. Adds to the atmosphere, to the detail. And here is another test, another obstacle. To begin this one, we need to go back to the door that we noticed was locked. And why was it locked? Well, because there's a plank there. It's covering the way. Can't move left, but we can grab it, press and shift, and we can pull it out. And now the baby chicks can come inside and not get so wet, stay outside in the rain. There you go. So this has been the first 20 minutes of gameplay of Inside. I love the game. Very interesting how they're playing with the puzzles and very simple controls. Hardly nothing. The game does not really tell you anything. It doesn't communicate with you through text, through anything of the UI. It's just of what you should and should not do, and you can tell, that you're going to get in trouble if you get caught. So these puzzles, the obstacles are very interesting. They're creative, and the setting itself, that very dark atmosphere, adds to the world. And I think they have excellent game design. I recommend playing Inside to anyone who hasn't played it before, and playing the previous game that Playdead had created called Limbo, which is similar to this, but it is a 2D side-scrolling platform, just as dark themed and stuff like that. So this is the end of the first few minutes of gameplay. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much.